Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be P Valley Season 1, Episode 6. Let's get into it. So it picks right up off of last week. The dynamic duo, Autumn, Mercedes, whatever scam or hustle Autumn got going on, Mercedes is with it. She's getting money. They got definitely different wigs and IDs that they're running down, and this episode pretty much is them bonding more. There's a moment where they're at Mercedes' house, and Autumn asks, can she use the bathroom? She ends up walking into the room that Mercedes has for her daughter, that she had always planned to get her daughter back in her life and raise. And Autumn gets sentimental because I guess she's thinking about the daughter she had, and she's basically telling Mercedes, you got another chance to make it right. Do whatever you gotta do to make it happen. So when Autumn started to get emotional, she jumped up and said, you said the bathroom was where? Mercedes tried to console her, but Autumn got in her back in her protect mode and stepped off. So you had there was a moment they went into the restaurant, and Autumn was telling her in their binding moment, basically telling her next time she wanna stash her money, she need to put it in an offshore account and then funnel it through Bitcoin. And so you got Mercedes thinking, and so now you see there's some type of scam or whatever. You just don't know how far it's gonna go before stuff blow up, especially with Martavius on the prowl that Autumn doesn't know yet. And Andre comes in the restaurant at that time. They both, Autumn and Andre, look at each other, and Mercedes like, he into you, and then Andre paid for their meal, and they didn't know, and then he just stepped off. In the trailers for this episode, you seen there was a moment where you show Andres with the brothers trying to get Corbin to sign his part of it. He didn't want to sign. He did the whole speech, generational wealth type speech, and basically saying, we need to lease it. Andre's just basically just there, but then the brothers, as you seen, pulled a gun out on Corbin, and then pulled a gun out towards Andre, basically said it's going to be a civil war. So the brothers snapped because they're basically broke. They want to get their cut now. So Corbin said, I sign it. Meanwhile, Andre goes back to Bill, who's with all the investors and everything, basically saying, look, we need to have lease the brothers, pay them a certain fee per month, and we need to lease it to them, lease their land or whatever. So at the end of the day, Bill was with it, basically saying, as long as you get it done, we get the space. I don't care what it's going to be. So people not going to like that because the brothers, they wanted to sign and get their cut. So it doesn't really, even though it looked like Corbin signed and then Andre went and changed the deal, however it went, he going to have to answer that to somebody. So meanwhile, Eloise, which is the mayor's secretary / assistant that you always see, you find out she used to work at P Valley as well, and she was Uncle Clifford called her a stripper maid housewife or whatever. So basically Uncle Clifford's telling her like, yo, don't forget where you came from. You need to, if anything you can help, any information you can give us, you need to get it. Because basically you around all that, so you getting information. You just playing like you not. So eventually she comes back to Uncle Clifford with some information, basically telling him if he get the townspeople to protest or stand up say that we need this here, then the city can't just write off that property like that. So you also see Uncle Clifford earlier in the episode where he's um, stressing about the eviction of the property, and he goes to his grand mover, which is Miss Ernestine, played by Loretta Devine, and they say grand mover of Clifford. I think that means grandma. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or whatever. But nevertheless, she's blind, but she's in good spirits, and she's reminiscing about the good old days and just basically telling Clifford like it's you're gonna figure it out. And so basically Clifford exposes how he inherited that property through the family, but the property was already in debt when he got it, so he already started from the bottom. So it was already refinanced a bunch of times and payday loans on it and stuff like that. So he was already behind the 8 ball on top of everything he might have did while they had the property. So she pretty much told him, bring over his love interest to the house or whatever. Meanwhile, what's brewing with Little Murder is Keyshawn, Miss Mississippi, is starting a bubble in the club where she's becoming popular. She want to take that Mercedes spot, and so in the process of that, she got the idea that, hey, me and Little Murder, can act like we, involved, and that's gonna help both of his popularity with his music. It's gonna help me be more popular in the area because he got a hot song right now. So he met up with her, and he thought she was trying to come blackmail him or whatever, but she wasn't. She was talking about a business proposition. So he was with it, and pretty much she got bruises again on her face that she got makeup covering or whatever. So it's gonna be something that's gonna come about with that or whatever, because her husband or boyfriend, whatever he is, I guess he doesn't like that she's at the club or whatever and put his hands on her. So something's gonna come of that. So it's one moment where you see Autumn at the club, and she got Mercedes' old locker, and Keyshawn comes up to her. How you feel that how you think Mercedes would feel about you taking her old locker? And then basically she's saying, how would you feel? How you think the same way Mercedes would feel if you taking her night that she had? But she said, I'm not like her. I'm gonna share it. And she touched all on Keyshawn's face where she got hit at, and basically showed her the gun. Like, here's the code. The gun gonna be here if you need it. And so that took place right there, and that's pretty much the bulk of the episode. Mercedes' mom was still locked up, and Uncle Clifford used his house not his house, his club to get her bailed out. And she basically told her that you gonna owe me, and then got her bailed out. And I'm trying to think if I caught every key moment. Oh yeah, so then Maine, who lives across the street from Mercedes, that's basically her love interest right now. At the end of the episode, he gets one of the kid to wear his ankle bracelet while he move around. And actually, the actor Maine, he used to be a football player. I know he looked familiar, Thomas Jones. So that's what's up. He finding life after football. That's what's up. But nevertheless, at the end of the episode, when he was conversating with the kid, he has wearing his ankle bracelet. He's seen a picture of missing of Autumn, and it has her name Haley on there. And so he like, oh, ain't that the, what I'm saying? So something gonna come about with that. And Autumn calls Andre. Basically, she's looking over the horizon, looking at the city of Mississippi, basically telling Andre, this is where you need to be. And you know, stay here and get it going. And basically he like, well, you need to tell my wife that. But, you know, she like, basically this is like her bon voyage the last time she gonna speak to him. And it shows a moment where Andre's talking to his wife, and you could tell he ain't really feeling his wife right now. He telling his wife he's hiding behind work, but you know, his interest is with Autumn. So now, I think it's like a 2-week hiatus on the episodes, but that's pretty much it for this episode. Another good episode for P Valley. They're doing their thing. You see the upcoming previews where it's Martavius shows up again. I think he actually sees Autumn now, and they're gonna bring Mercedes back to finally do her last dance. And they said it could be the last dance pretty much for all of them, and it's pretty much going down from there. So it's about I think it's like 2 episodes left. It's 8 episodes, so it's episode 6, so it's 7 to 8 left. So decent episode. Tell me what you thought about it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Let's get the conversation going, keep the channel growing. Till next time.